Hey guys, I'm sorry. I got disconnected. Is the other stream going too? Or did they close the other one at least? Testing, testing, one, two, three. Can you guys hear me? You back? Okay, cool. It CRC, can you check and see if it's two streams going or is it just one? Well, I changed my cable provider. I changed my cable provider so the old people came to pick up their boxes, and then I got confused and disconnected the new one while I was trying to get them the old boxes because you know they be showing up unannounced. There's still two. That's crazy. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Trying to see how to get rid of the other one. Can you hear me on and then can you hear me on the other stream too? It's one now? Okay, good. Good. And then it's saying that one person is in here, which is impossible because I see all y'all sitting here in the chat room. You can't. You saying you can't hear me? What's up, Nadia? Oh, Naja. Is it Naja? Did I say that right? The other one is buffering. They wouldn't allow me to just continue. Normally they let me continue it. And this time they wouldn't. Good old, good old YouTube. I'm on my phone, not my computer. You can't. Okay, that's the most important thing because you try to shut these things off. I don't want to just monitor. We got enough monitoring going on around here. But anyway, what was he talking about? Kim Kardashian being a skank. Kim is ridiculous, and it's just like we ain't gotta support that, bro. Like, and it's okay to not support people based on their lifestyle. Like, that's fine. Your whole entire family is narcissistic, and your whole entire family is really responsible, heavily, heavily, heavily responsible for really like bringing the IQ and the standards down in this country. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't Kim just by herself. She's had a whole lot of help. You know what I mean? But this whole strip culture, it wouldn't be no bunch of Cardi B's and a bunch of girls out here just using their booty. I mean, they may as well walk backwards. It wouldn't be all of that. And Kim Kardashian is somebody who was praised for doing stuff that if a lower class person did it, they were called trashy, they were called sluts and whores and everything else. They're the ones who came out with the stop slut shaming. Sluts are supposed to be ashamed. What you talking about? You should be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to have respect. It's not about, oh, I could do it because the men can do it. If your friends jumped off a cliff, would you jump off too? Like, come on now. Kim Kardashian desperate to change her whole reputation before her kids start knowing she a thought. They already know, and they right behind her, and it's just the truth. It is just the truth. And my daughter is gonna be my age one day, and Chicago and North and what's the other Dream and them is gonna be doing the same thing that their parents are doing all over the TV. Just like these girls are doing what they saw their mother do. Kris Jenner abandoned her 4 children, left them with the father. Keep in mind, one of these 4 kids, he wasn't even the daddy of. She went dip somewhere else and then dipped back and got pregnant with him and left the kids there and went and ran off with some tennis instructor or some madness. Rob Kardashian's diary, and I got this from Shallon's channel. She was reading excerpts where he talked about Kris, and he had the profile that his therapist conducted on her, where she basically said that Kris is a narcissist. She does everything for attention. She's willing to do anything for money, and you see her pass that down to her children. I read a book. Was it Truth About Kardashians or something? It was real thick. I didn't get through all of it. But in the book, you know, the author went and spoke to people who grew up with Kris Kardashian. And they were talking about how she was always obsessed with Black women's rear ends. So now you see her and her daughters running around here with these big old fake diaper booties. These women have made their own. Now, if these girls were out here proud Armenian women, and I've said this before and I have said it again, I went to middle school, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th grade in Burbank, which is right next door to Glendale, which has the most Armenian population probably in all of America. I grew up with Armenian girls. And let me tell you something about Armenians. They don't play that mess. Armenian people have family values. Okay. And from my experience, observation, and the conversations that I had, and you know, in high school, people say what they feel. Okay. The white boys were not interested in dating the Armenian girls. The Armenian girls, some of them didn't want to be in a traditional relationship. Show me right. What's up? Oh, Raising Dion. Yeah, my husband's watching that. I saw one episode. It's cute. I can't get the baby into it though. She like her cartoon. She ain't trying to hit. The Armenian women that didn't want to be in a traditional Armenian family, because see other cultures other than the Black community, you know, they got a family structure. They don't allow the men to just be single and just be out here hoeing around. They expect them to get a wife so that they have responsibility and they have they are morally centered. They have somebody to be responsible to. Okay, so some Armenian girls who want to be more Americanized want certain freedoms. They feel like they can't have in that relationship, want to date outside their race. But guess what? The white boys don't want to date them. Yeah. So they are chasing after these Black, because see, Black men will take anybody. Long as it's not a dark-skinned Black woman. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. That's really what that is. And even them being half Armenian, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay, and it's not no shame, because quite frankly, I had some cool ass Armenian homegirls, but they were thicker and a little bit more voluptuous than the white girls. And the white boys would call those Armenian girls who have fully developed breasts and stuff and hips and all of that. They wasn't looking like no Kardashian. That, you know, that's ridiculous. But they were more voluptuous, and the white boys was calling them. They said, no, that's fat to us. The white boy said that ain't thick, that's fat. Okay? So Black men say that's thick, that's celebrated for you to have curves in our culture. It's not celebrated in the same way in a lot of white households. One white boy told me, I can't take an Armenian girl to prom because my mother will never put that picture up on the mantle. So it's not like these women are running around here saying, I'm a proud Armenian American. I'm a proud Armenian Caucasian. And let me show you everything that the Armenian culture has to offer. Here's my Armenian garb. You know what I'm saying? Post half naked in the Armenian flag. You're not finna do that. Because the Armenians will have a whole entire fit. I really wonder if they even support and like them Kardashians like that. I'd be surprised if they did. You're not saying I'm an Armenian woman and this is how we represent Armenian culture, you know, being ratchet. They're not saying that. They coming out here with big bangle, dollar store, $1.99 bamboo earrings. You know why Black women wear them earrings? Because in the hood, the beauty supply is in walking distance and the earrings is on the rack and they are $1.99. It's about convenience. Kourtney Kardashian, do you get in your $100,000 sports car and drive to the ghetto to buy $1.99 earrings? Are you going to a jeweler and having them make you $1,000 earrings that look like the $1.99 earrings? Inquiring minds want to know. Do you send Malika to go get them? What's tea, sis? What's the tea? You got Black women's hairdos. You are trying to pattern your body after Black women. You only want to be seen in photo. Kim Kardashian slept with every Black man that would let her. She did not get any camera time until she was the press. Because I remember the days when Lindsay Lohan Paris Hilton, that's my bitch right there. That Paris Hilton, that's a bad bitch right there. That's a bad bitch. That's a bad bitch. Paris Hilton, a bad bitch. She a bad bitch. She just is. She just is. Oh, y'all want to cut me off? Okay, I'm finna go do this. Paris Hilton keeps her money rolling, and she is grown up mentally. Okay, but I remember when Paris, who was the ringleader, okay, that was the HBIC, and Lindsay and all of them was out falling all out. Kim Kardashian was the person who was cleaning out her closets. Don't nobody care because your daddy got some money, because your daddy was a lawyer, because your daddy was part of O.J. Simpson's defense team. And because Black people championed O.J.'s acquittal, okay, the Black community and people like Brandy Norwood's mother was there for Kim Kardashian and Kris Kardashian at the time where the white community had shunned them. They didn't give a damn about the fact that Kim tried to sit on the other side. The fact is that the last name is Kardashian, and they knew Kardashian in connection to helping out OJ. It was Brandy Norwood's Black American mother who gave Kim her first job as a celebrity closet organizer. And instead of her going to work, she decides to parlay that into sleeping with this woman's son. And then to sleeping with Nick Cannon. And then to sleeping with whatever other athlete would allow her. So then the paparazzi started saying, who is this girl that's with Paris Hilton that's always hugged all up on these Black men? And we started seeing her picture in the tabloids for that. Not for her eyebrows, her body, her booty was still flat. She had not waxed her edges, face, sideburns, nose, chip, bottom lip, and shit yet. Okay? Who is this woman with Paris Hilton that's always attached to a Black man? Jumping from each one to see which one was going to get her the most publicity, and then she runs into Reggie Bush. Okay? That also got her more notoriety. At the time that the tape had been recorded, the tape had already been known about and had been, I don't know if it was circulating, but people knew about it to the point where Nick Cannon asked her, hey, you got a tape with him? And she lied and said no. So he says that's why he broke up with her. Okay. But we still found out about the tape later because I don't think she was still with Nick when the tape got exposed. Or maybe she was. I don't know. I can't keep up with her whole facts. It's too extensive. But the point is that you have done everything to align yourself with Black culture in order to get some fame. Oh, because these cornrows and these wigs and this, my face and this big booty is so interesting on me because I'm white. Well, guess what? Her grown ass mama, her grown ass stepdaddy, Bruce Jenner, all the publicists, all the King's horses and all the King's men that sat there and helped her to sell that tape for Vivid, to Vivid or whoever was Pornhub, whoever bought the tape and paid her and Ray J. They could have also told her, hey, if you're going to use Black men and use Black women's fashions in order to get up, you know what you should also do? You should also try to champion some causes related to Black people or at least Black women or something like that. They could have told her then. You ain't heard Kim Kardashian have a political thought bone in her damn body until it became the popular thing to do after everybody was exposed for being witches and devil worshippers. The whole internet truth movement took off because people were dissecting music videos and picking up on the one-eye symbolism, the devil horns, the lyrics in the music that sound like y'all singing and say, people had picked that up. So the only thing they could do to stay relevant was flip to the opposite side and act like they was one of us and normal and wanted world peace and everything like everybody else. And that's so far from the truth. They just trying to stay alive. Because like Beyonce say, slay bitch or you gonna be eliminated. She talking about this industry. Like somebody hopped in my DM and say, I think Justin Bieber gonna be in the 27 Club. He might. Because he acting like he don't want to make no records and go on tour and do nothing. Hailey Bieber can't help you. And they are going to get a return on their investment. Swear says, preach Kiki, mainstream will always take black culture from non-black before they will take it from direct source. And yes, Kim is transparent with her fake political thoughts to make herself look good. So what kind of conscious black man whose mother is a black woman who grew up in Chicago has not noticed that these things are going on? I have had this conversation with several black men and I get mixed responses, but the most popular one is they don't care. They don't care. It's not their problem. It's not their earrings and their booty and their wigs and their fashion. Look at how much money the beauty industry makes. I mean, it's so bad that Kylie Jenner pumped her lips up to the size of mine to sell lipstick and lip kits. Thank God Rihanna came and got on her ass. That's not right. Now, just imagine, because mind you, I remember being in high school, I had this travel roll-on deodorant, a short one, small one, right? Travel size. And I was sitting in science class and I had to rifle through my purse to get something. So I took the deodorant out and I set it on top of the table. And the white girl sitting next to me and said, "What's that, your lip gloss?" See, it was all funny. But then Kylie Jenner pumps her lips up and big bold lips is the thing to do, to the point where y'all is drawing the damn top lip line damn near up under your nose. You look crazy. Even the Cholitas don't do that. What's this? Now just imagine if the LGBTQIA community, along with these rich white women, had not taken all of the styling jobs, all the hairdresser jobs, all the damn, all of the makeup and everything. I mean, these are trends and stuff that were created by black women that we never got no credit for, that we don't make money off of as it is. But imagine if you had to go to black women for what they do best. Imagine what that would do for us economically. But no, we can't have that. Because how do you compete with your little lipstick brands, with your little financiers? How do you compete with somebody like Kylie Jenner who has all this money behind her with her fake ass lips? And if you would marry into that, then you have no respect for us whatsoever. Now, it's your prerogative if that's what you want to do, boo. And don't get it twisted. I know some cool ass white girls. And let me tell you something. Them cool ass white girls is not running around. And they that understand, that get it, that understand. And them cool ass white girls that get it, they are not walking around here in a dashiki with cornrows down their back. They are not. They are not doing that. So you don't have no respect for black culture when you marry a freaking vulture. If you want to be conservative, that's what I expect, actually, of people with money. I expect them to be Republicans anyway, unless they're making money off of poor people. That's the only reason they're going to be a Democrat. But in your financial best interest, it makes sense for you to be conservative. But I have a problem with you saying, I ain't a conservative. I ain't even vote for Donald Trump. If I would have voted, I would have voted for him, but I didn't vote for him. But if I would have, I would have. But see, slavery and black people, and slavery was a choice. And black people on the Democratic plantation, you have now consorted with the enemy. You do not get to come back here and lecture nobody. You do not. Y'all don't have to agree with me on this prison reform. You don't have to see it, but you will see it. You will. Jay, thank you so much for the donation. But you know, dealing with Google, that it's going to be months and Sundays before I see it. The LGBTQ feminists are suspending black girls and boys for wearing dreadlocks, but I'm supposed to respect the fact you are a boy today and a girl tomorrow, please. And you know, right now in the Supreme Court, there's a situation where this white man wrote a letter to his job and said, I decided that I'm really a woman and I'm changing and I'm going to be living as a woman. He was the director of a funeral home. And then he just decided to come to work the next day dressed in the business attire for a woman. Okay. And they fired him. That's all love, Jay. Thank you so much. You know, I appreciate it. They fired this man. Okay. So he's suing, and it has gone all the way up to the Supreme Court. Guess who the conservative judge is that is considering voting in his favor? Gorsuch. Can you believe that shit? Here we are electing a conservative president, hoping to stack a conservative Supreme Court that will protect America from giving these trannies this ridiculous, these rights, which really does nothing but make the Civil Rights Act of 1964 null and void. What they want to do is get rid of gender separated spaces. They want our boys and girls sharing a locker room, sharing a bathroom. Young girls have their cycle. They need to use sanitary napkins. They could be in the bathroom doing whatever, and they should have the privacy to do so. If you guys insist, then you need to build up a whole bunch of private bathrooms with locks on them. As individual, oh, but that's too expensive, so y'all could just use the same one. That's wrong. I saw an article last week. The girls in 2nd and 3rd grade said the boys were standing up on top of the toilet, peering over and looking at them pee. And the girls are scared to go to school because they don't want to have to hold it, because they don't want to go to the bathroom because the boys is in there playing. We all been to elementary school. We know what boys doing. But when I was in elementary school, the boys used to go in the bathroom. First of all, you walk past it and all you get is a strong gust of urine. Okay. I don't know if y'all target practice is off or something in the beginning stages. I don't know how that thing worked. Okay. But when I was in elementary school, you walked past a boy's bathroom, all you smelled was just stale pee and gym socks. Okay. I remember they used to go in the bathroom and plug up the sink with paper. You remember we had that hard ass brown towel paper, and they would stuff it in the the drains in the sink till it overflow, and it would be water running. In elementary school, that's the bit. I mean, I don't think adults are mature enough for the shared bathroom thing. I damn sure know that elementary school boys are not mature enough for that. They're not. And the girls go in the bathroom and play too. But, the girls play different games. The girls go in the bathroom and cut the lights off and say some old witch name in the mirror, and everybody gets scared to run out. The girls is not in there trying to see who could pee the furthest. I mean, this is ridiculous. The target is off. Yeah, I don't know how that thing works. My daughter say girls today are just as nasty. They probably are. Because we're not raising them that girls and boys are not the same thing, and that girl is supposed to. And now, granted, there's a lot of ways that things that culturally we place on girls that hurts us later on, where we're being geared to being ladylike to a fault because we're growing up in a community that's not raising no gentlemen. So you be all meek and docile and sweet and nice, and these channels, and make sure you lead with your femininity and be nice, and boys don't like this, and boys don't like this, and boys don't like that. And then you be so busy trying to make sure you don't embarrass yourself in front of these boys, and they running circles around you, dogging your ass out. So there has to be balance. And girls are not just here to sit around and be quiet and look pretty. At the same time, being a boy and a girl is not the same thing. And if you want to emulate certain things that boys are doing, like speaking up for themselves and playing hard, that's okay. Emulating being nasty and trifling, that ain't the move. That ain't the move at all. You can't raise submissive, feminine girls in a toxic community with super predators. Okay. Keontae said, stuff them damn lips with a caulking gun. That's right. That's what rhinos do. They bow to leftists. Mm-hmm. Homeschool is the last resort. Oh, it really is. It really is. What Kim and Brielle do? Yeah, they got their lips done too. Robert said, we need to come up with a test and prove you are LGBTQ and a physical challenge. I mean, and this is why we have to have diversity in the mental health field. This is one of the reasons that I'm even continuing with this doctoral program, because if you have only a certain demographic making all the new knowledge, then who are you going to have to study things like, are you really born gay or not? Like, we should have, if anybody really did the study, you would find out. Are you really born transgender or not? Really looking delving deep into these things, and it's not happening. People aren't talking about what white people or Asian people or whatever go through in terms of the healthcare industry or at work. And I mean, there's a few, but it's very hard to find those peer-reviewed articles or journals that cover that. The standard in mental health is white children and white adults, and mainly men. Okay, so the problem with that is that they're cultural. Is it environment, is it nature, or is it influence? Okay, there are different things that may be culturally not necessarily problematic. Okay, in the Black household, you gonna get yelled at. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get your ass yelled at. That doesn't automatically mean that you're being abused. But if you're going to psychologists from another community where the women don't spank and they don't yell at their kids and they allow them to do whatever the hell they want to do until they're old enough for them to just medicate the hell out of them until they stop moving. You cannot compare children who get hard discipline to children whose parents let them run amok and dope them up. And say this child over here is special needs, it has ADHD and all this other kind of stuff like that, because you want to correct him the same way you correct this child over here that doesn't have any discipline. Maybe this kid over here isn't able to concentrate in this household because of his environment. Maybe it's too much drama or gang violence in his helicopter. I mean, the helicopters used to be so low over my house at night that the damn house would shake. I didn't have police. One time, a fat ass police officer was trying to chase somebody through my backyard, and the perpetrator jumped over the fence, and the cop tried to jump over too and landed on the fence and broke it, and my granny had to make the city pay for it to fix it up. Okay, that's not going on at the Kardashians' house. Okay, so if I'm tired in the morning, it ain't the same reason. It's not because I don't have no bedtime, like this little girl over here whose parents are afraid to discipline her. You understand what I'm saying? This child may be not being able to pay attention because they're not being fed nutritional meals. There may be some corrective actions that can be taken over here. Now, I think both kids need discipline. But what I'm saying is they're not looking at the causes for these behaviors. I don't think any of these kids need medication. None of them. None of them don't need the medication. But instead of finding out how is the household being structured and telling these parents the truth, this is your responsibility. This child came out of your body, and you have the responsibility to take the time to get to know this child and figure out what's working to get through to them. And then also, we got social media telling your kids and teaching them anything. Then they go to school and they're being taught that the parents are stupid and they can do what they want to do. And then they come home and you're trying to give them some discipline, and then they're rebelling against you too. Yeah, the answer to that is homeschool, charter school, something like that, not Ritalin or whatever they're giving them now. That ain't the answer. You might need some environmental changes or behavioral changes from the parents. There's nobody adjusting success, making a success adjustment. When we talk about success, oh, well, so-and-so went to Harvard, but they won't talk about the fact that their parents paid for them to get in there. They won't talk about the fact that their parents flipped through a catalog and chose the DNA of somebody that would give their child the best academic advantages. And then they put them in the best okay, so it's going on very commonly. And they gave them the best academic advantages and all that kind of stuff like that. And then they say that this person is successful and then completely neglect the kids that had a whole bunch of obstacles to overcome and still went to school and paid attention anyway on the empty stomach. Ain't no study to figure out why this kid hungry and this kid hungry, but this hungry kid right here can study and learn anyway, and this one can't. And that's why when I talk about strengthening the middle class for Americans, period, which includes Black Americans, it's so important because, first of all, the whole point of this country, of America, the whole point of getting our independence from the British is so we could have a middle class in the first place. Period, full stop. So, how do you, coming out of the projects or a low income household with two uneducated parents who may be very well meaning, have done everything to make sure you went to school and you ate and all that type of stuff, and now you've gone off to college, but you're going to graduate and come right back home to the hood, and you're not going to have a support system. There's not going to be any celebration. There's not going to be any support. There's not going to be any nepotism. Nobody ain't got no job for you. Ain't nobody making no phone calls for you. Because the class that you were born into does not support upward mobility. So it is up to us to create programs and things that give kids and young adults. We need to stop neglecting people because they turn 18. Oh, you grown now. That's bullshit. It's going to take you till you about 28 years old to even get you your equilibrium around here. So where can you go to find resources to make sure that you know how to conduct yourself in an interview, or even more importantly, how to navigate workplace politics? So I worked at MTV. They calling me a slave. I go home and ask all these Black relatives, what am I supposed to do? Nobody knows because nobody has ever worked for a corporation that big. Now, if I had me a white parent or two like Colin Kaepernick, I'm sure one of my white relatives would have at least had an attorney that could have told me the answer. But my Black relatives did not have the answer, Sway. No, they didn't. Because of the class. It's picnics for people going to jail. It's picnics for people having baby out of wedlock. Ain't no picnic for no college graduation. There's no support. Ain't no gift card. A new pair of shoes, a briefcase. There's nothing. So there are so many people who just get discouraged. And there are so many of us who can't even associate with our family members because we just so pissed off. And like I was talking about on the last channel, it's not like these drug dealers who out here getting all this money. It's taking the money and turning around and helping to educate or pay for the college education of their relatives. Not in California. Now, they probably do in New York. Because in New York, them brothers over there, that's how they mind work. Them New York brothers that's on the corner, they don't go find them a little hood rat like Cardi B. They don't date them bitches like that. The New York, them East Coast dudes, they go find them some square girl who take care of her business, buy her a car, to hide money in her closet. You know what I'm saying? Buy a house, put it in her name, make sure she's straight. Okay, that ain't how they do things in LA. It's just every woman is just here to just be used, abused, and cast aside. That's just how things work on the West Coast. It's just telling it like a TI is. So just keep in mind that's where my a lot of my biases. You know, I'm still West Coast. When I make generalizations, I'm talking really mainly though. That's these West Coast, and they ain't got nothing for you. Ain't got nothing coming. So where are we developing or even having this conversation? Then y'all want me to stop and support people who don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. This man made a whole album called College Dropout. But then you want to turn around and talk to Black people about having a slave mentality. If you have a slave mentality, you just, because here's the difference between the people in poverty who choose to be Democrats. They are Democrat out of ignorance. They are supporting policies out of ignorance. They are allowing celebrities to form their views for them. But when you're talking about middle class, upper middle class, educated people who choose to still follow those same policies, they are doing it full knowing what the hell they're doing. Some of them have been paid or have incentives to do so, or you may belong to a fraternity or a sorority where the environment and the culture is asking you, the sorority is saying, support our sorority sister. Because if you look at all these Black people on TV, 99% of them are in one of these Black Greek organizations. 99, I mean, all the news anchors, the politicians, half the preachers, okay? So you might see a Black woman who went to whatever school, blah, 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 saying, I support, Keisha Bottoms or whatever the case is, but her sorority is telling her to do so. And that's a whole nother problem in and of itself. But at least I know you have a reason. It ain't just because you just blindly, it's something in it for you. It's something in it for you. It ain't something in it for me, but it's something in it for you. But how is somebody who promotes dropping out of college going to turn around and talk to people about their mentality when you're the child of a college professor? Mama. I hear you, baby. What's up? You up from your nap? How was your nap? How was your nap? Oh. So, that kind of foolishness. What's up, Meek? We need a heterosexual movement. Well, they sitting here saying that's a problem too. Let me ask you this. What do you think about Dr. Contessa's situation with her husband wanting her to stay at home and help with the kids instead of furthering her education? Why she can't further her education at home with the kids? I don't know who that is, and I don't know the whole situation, so I would have to look into it and get back to you on that one. But some of these things you got to discuss before you get started and not after. My daughter is 9, but she thinks she's 29. I'm having issues every day. Look, mine 3, and she thinks she's 29. I told her to stop throwing rocks outside. She told me to go in the house. She said, go away. I said, no, I'm not going to go away. She said, go in the house. You told mommy, go in the house. Remember that? I said, no, I'm not going in the house. Come inside. No. White people tend to put their kids on medication quickly. On the other extreme, Black culture lets their kids wild out. Both sides need to go towards the middle and away from the extreme. Exactly. But we have a medical community in this psychological community that wants to sell you drugs. So their research is biased. And going to school at predominantly white school, and I'm talking it's 7,000 kids, and there's 5 Black ones, no more than 10. I think most Black kids I ever seen on campus was 12 or like 12 or 14, and that was in high school. 7,000 kids in my high school. It was as many kids in my high school as there was at my university. Okay, but 4 Black kids walked across that stage. Well, me included, graduated together. Okay, and I remember the white kids going to the nurse to get their medication. And these very same kids, a lot of them were destructive, violent, disrespectful, in trouble on a regular basis. So whatever they was doing, it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I know this all too well. Keontae said, just a good ass whooping. College scandal, and they cheated. It's a lot of cheating going on. A lot of cheating. Nobody talks about that. And see, in the Black households, we are being taught also about the consequences for making cheating, or any decision that we make could cost you your entire future. Any poor decision you make, one wrong move could cost you your entire future. I don't believe that white kids are getting that same. They don't have that same understanding. They have multiple chances. Look at Amber Geiger. Y'all see the white boy that was crying in front of the judge the other day? Did y'all see that? Sniffling and snotting and crying. But he was in jail for the murder of a 3-year-old boy that he was babysitting, and he beat the little boy to death. And then they got him on jail phone transcripts telling his mama, I'm a white boy. All I got to do is go in there in front of the judge and cry. The jury going to feel sorry for me. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know what was going on in that courtroom with Amber Geiger. What's going on with that black judge? I don't know, honey. But that white judge with that little white boy, that judge told him he didn't want to hear none of that and gave his ass the maximum. And he banged that gavel so hard. Oh, he banged the shit out that gavel. Let his ass he let him have it. See, Amber Geiger was supposed to be in front of somebody like that. Oh, we can't leave it to the judge. We need the jury. The jury should never. The jury should never be handing down a sentence to anybody. To anybody. You just don't have the experience as an individual. You don't see as many crimes and as many different variables as somebody who has a career as an attorney and a judge. You just don't. Okay, this is what I was talking about the other day when I said Kim would be a horrible lawyer because you're not from the hood. You and your sisters don't even know a crackhead when you see one. You don't know a crazy man when you see one. You don't know no deadbeat man when you see one. You see a tall, attractive black man and you think that makes him a suitable mate. And it's not until he has sperminated you that you realize you have made a grave mistake, because now it's time for him to show up as a father and they can't do it because they're too busy running off doing God knows what. Or it's not until you marry him, Chloe, that you find out that him and his best friend like to hold up in the bathroom and get high all day long. Y'all learning the hard way. You learning when the man is in a brothel damn near about to die that he can't he don't have no real redeeming qualities. But all the black women already knew that already. When you seen Lamar Odom run around here with a sister, we already know. The black women already knew about Kanye West. We knew about his sweetheart that he had as a young man that he dropped like a bad habit so he can run the streets with Amber Rose, who was another culture vulture, the same one who said girls from Philly was ugly. That girl. Middle class has built the economy, and that's how the American dream was created. Now we can't even have that. We always get the short end of the stick while the 1% and low class profit off us. Mm-hmm. Hey, honey, I'm on live. What you're saying is true. My mother is a doctor, and she still couldn't offer any guidance to me transitioning into an adult as a black woman. It was basically sink or swim. Same thing with me. My mother's a school teacher. My stepmother's a lawyer. It did not help. And then there's so much competition too amongst black women. So I don't know when they don't know or when they just are trying to don't want to see you surpass them. It's the hourglass syndrome. Middle class was squeezed almost to death last administration. Yeah, they tried to take it out. The Trap House Museum. That's where we can go. Thank you, T.I. See, where Jay at? I told you it was a Trap House Museum. He didn't believe me. He thought I was playing. Sydney said no support. Plenty of barbecues for felons and plenty for baby showers and for the fourth kid. And look, Sydney, 4 kids and still no daddy. Malika, Kourtney Kardashian's BFF or mascot, whatever, announced that she was pregnant, but you don't see any pictures with her and the daddy. She don't want to tell us who the daddy is. We are to assume that it was OT Genesis, the last person we seen her with, but then according to them, they broke up. So to be continued. They asked Malika who the daddy was. She said that will be revealed later. So Malika has no respect for the fact that with millions of eyeballs on her, she is putting out once again the ghetto baby mama boo boo fool ass stereotypes out there. She doesn't care. And this bitch is in her 30s. This is not a 22-year-old. This is not a 24-year-old. This is not a 26. I mean, and now if you fall for that, you hook up with the wrong joker, okay? Things happen. That happens to young girls. That's not supposed to happen to 35-year-old women. 35-year-old women not supposed to be out here talking about, oops, I did it again. Ignorant. I swear I said when I was in college, people made it seem like 17 to 22 were the critical ages for development, but it took me until 25 for it to really actually click in real life. Yeah, definitely 25 to 28. I agree wholeheartedly. Keeping my devices charged just in case the power goes out. Oh. Oh yeah, North California, Northern California. They be doing that on purpose too, playing like it's accident. Fourth kid out of wedlock. If you married, working hard, raising decent children, they got nothing for you. Nothing. You can't get a birthday card. Can't get a phone call. Amen. Can't get nothing. Nothing. They undermine you. They don't support you. They don't even want to like your posts. They so mad. They so mad. Meanwhile, they don't even want what you got. Ain't that. They're just because you went to college don't mean nothing. Like Chris Rock said, oh, you got a master's, huh? So you the smarty yaddy eyed nigga, huh? Well, I tell you what, can you kick my ass? But can you kick my ass? That's what it's like coming home to your relatives, your blood relatives in the black community. Now, unless you come from a prominent black family like Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac. You know what I'm saying? You doing something like, well, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But if you coming from a lower class black family, no, they ain't got no support for you. Why did she go to Nashville? She could have attended Emory. Who went to Nashville? Who y'all talking about? Dr. Contessa? Went to further her degree in Tennessee and came home on the weekends. Well, ma'am. Oh, from Married to Medicine? Oh no, I don't. First of all, I don't like none of them heifers on Married to Medicine. I don't watch that show. Okay, um, at all. And see, that's a whole nother. It's just a whole nother. A whole nother. I have to go to Arizona to do residencies for my degree, and it has to wait. It just gotta wait. It just gotta wait. I have a 3-year-old. I'm not abandoning her. She doesn't understand that. I cannot communicate that to her. She would lose her mind. So that means she got to go too. So that means my husband got to take off work. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into that. Okay, we don't have no grandmothers that's like real grandmothers over here. We ain't getting no granny services because our grannies got to have a life too around here. That's what's going on. That's all. And then there's that too. It takes so many people so long to get where they're trying to go, and then where they're supposed to be at the next stage of life, they're supposed to be doing the grandmother thing. They still trying to do what they were supposed to be doing in the season before that. When I graduated from college, was going to college, my mother had decided she was going back to college. She graduated a year before I did. Then I go get a master's. They had to tell her because I don't talk to her like that. Your daughter got a master's, so she goes and rolls and get a master's. Then I said, me and my husband elope, but I want to have a ceremony. When you gonna do it? Because I'm getting married. Girl, you were supposed to do all this shit already. When I got ready to go to college, I was supposed to be able to get some advice from you. So here you are, damn near 60 years old, doing the same shit I'm doing. How, Sway? And why is you getting married? Anyway, when you have 2 children. So you can fuck up the little bit of inheritance we supposed to get. That's a whole nother story. Okay, but Nashville, Atlanta has world-renowned medical universities. What is she running from? Well, you got to get accepted. Maybe that was the only people who would take her. But the real question should have been, well, husband, can we move to Nashville? J Parr and Fire Water. I wonder if Dr. Contessa thing was a storyline or if it ended up being real. I don't know. Oh, I know which one y'all talking about, Contessa. Yeah, she needed a storyline real bad. That's why I couldn't even think of who y'all was talking about because, I know Quiet and Jackie and them people, but Contessa is like a newbie. And she just came in the door picking fights because she just wants somebody to talk to her. Is an HBCU. Oh, Meharry is an HBCU and more affordable than Emory. And Meharry probably let her in free because they got a lot of programs where you can get in for free. They are big on scholarships over there, so that might have something to do with it. Your biggest competition is never somebody with the same heart as you, Kiki Green. I did say that, didn't I? I should put that on a t-shirt. Thanks, drum major. Exactly. It's like me being married with kids and then want my advanced degree and then move 100 miles away when I could attend the great schools in Atlanta. What's up with these teenagers and adolescents killing little kids? Because they bad as hell and ignorant. The judge and jury were an embarrassment to the race. But don't we get that assault every day? Every day somebody doing something to work my nerves. What about the kid who got 10 days in jail for missing jury duty? Um, I have never attended jury duty a day in my life. I've only gotten summons for jury duty from California, where during times where I didn't live there, like all the years I lived in California, they never told me to come to jury duty. But when I went away to college, they was every year sending me a notice. I wrote them back. I said, I'm in college. They told me that was not an excuse not to come to jury duty. I said, I am in Virginia getting my education and you all can kiss my ass. They sent my daddy a slip, my parents' house. I don't even know how they got that address because I have never lived where they live now. Come to jury duty or else. Go ahead, make my day. I'm not even a California resident. So I don't know what they got going on. But see, you can play games with these kids. You gonna play with them kids. You're not gonna play with no grown ass adult. It seems like she set up her husband for drama. Probably. But at the same time, you have a responsibility to your children. But like I said, I didn't see the episode, so I can't just speculate. Sister graduated top of her class in medical school, according to the LA Married to Medicine. Oh, well. Well, if that's the case, she should be able. But Meharry is a top black medical school, and I know they probably let her in for free, so that might have something to do with it. I'm just assuming. But then why wouldn't you just move there? I don't know. I'm confused. My mom just wanted me to get pregnant and taught me nothing about life or men. Weird. And these things are so important. We need to know, man. And who else is going to tell us? So we at least need systems that are designed to get girls before they turn into Cardi B and give them some game and some life skills. Because you see a whole lot of girls out here bragging with all this money, but they're depressed. They're on social media every other day, sounding suicidal because they have money, but they don't even know how to manage it. They have to rely on everybody else. That's why all these entertainers die broke anyway. They can't read these contracts. Cardi B cannot read a contract. She can't even write a caption. I was educated. I graduated high school. Same thing with me. My mom is an RN. Good way to escape family duty. Not saying that's the reason, but well, I mean, I'm not even in that situation like that. It's not. The husband is one thing, but what do the children think about this? Do they feel abandoned? There comes a time when you grow out of that baby mama drama one night stand, baby. It's supposed to happen, see? It's supposed to. Fire, don't get me started because I do not like quiet, not one bit. No, I do not. That's actually why I stopped watching it. But they want you to support them in all their ratchet activities. Okay. Okay. Including the gang funerals. Well, let me not even go there. My mom was one of my competitors too. Ain't it weird? Like, like, girl, why are you such a hater? The wealth gap is important. Yes, it is. You only get one mother. I didn't get one. Some people get one mama. I did not get a mother. I do not have a mother. I have an egg donor. So people who have mothers, they get to say, I have a mother. I do not have a mother. Cannot think of recalling my mind one time where my mother consoled me. In fact, if I was emotional about something, she mocked me. If she would catch me somewhere listening to some gospel or something like that, trying to get my spirit right, because the world was on my nerves. What's wrong with you? You in here depressed or something? Whatever it is, you need to get over that shit. That's not no mother. My mother has kidnapped us. My mother has
like basically tug of war like you do not even know. Driving up on the damn grass, throwing fits through a freaking boulder in a window to break in to take the dining room table out because she heard my daddy had some woman eating at the table. My mother had stolen from me. My grandmother gave me a diamond ring and said, in case of emergencies, baby, this is from because my granny been married 4 times, okay? This diamond right here is from the last husband. My new husband don't want to look at it, okay? So I'm going to give it to you if you have an emergency and you sell it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, okay? That's why granny giving it to you. And my mother stole it. So I did not get one mother. I ask God all the time, why I didn't get no mama? Not even a surrogate. The stepmama is no better. I seen on the news last night firefighters holding this baby that some woman had just dropped off and left. That baby didn't get no mama. Now she probably gonna be better off adopted by some nice people, and it was some very handsome firefighters that was there to rescue that baby. Okay, but at the end of the day, that baby didn't get no mama. My vagina is priceless. See, at least she said my vagina is priceless. He seems so happy with his wife. So, oh, that's what she said on the show. Oh, they over there cutting the coon over there on Married to Medicine, huh? And that's the damn shame because that show I thought was gonna bring something different because these are professional people, and we didn't get that. We did not get that. Some moms are broken, but they push through, and in certain areas, therapy is out of reach. My father suggested that she and I go to counseling. My mother said, I don't know why, because I am not the problem. I don't have a mama. So I don't even call her mama. Me and my sister call her by her first name. Did you call your mama on your birthday on her birthday? Hell no. Did you call your mama? No, we got the same mama. It's like a running joke. When me and my sister was kids playing and we would tease each other, we would go, your mama. Your mama. Well, she was your mama first. She was your mama last. She was your mama the longest. That is the running joke. Oh, please. Mm-mm. That woman is not willing to change. She don't have no empathy nowhere in her heart, but that's okay because karma stay on that bitch neck constantly, constantly getting karma, and she ain't even took a hint. Maybe I should stop treating the children God gave me like shit. Nope, I ain't encouraged to her. And then think she gonna be a grandmother so she can get up under my child and use her against me. No, bitch, won't be having it. Sorry. Did y'all see the Puerto Rican princess on there? No, I didn't. I bet that was interesting. Oh, Emma said, what's your take on colorism? I feel like a lot of black people are enabling the divide in our community. Colorism is very complicated because you have light skinned people, dark skinned people, and then you've got biracial people. And a lot of times people take the behaviors of biracial people and project them onto light complexioned people. Okay. Or you have people like Evelyn Lazota come out, who is a Hispanic woman, acts a complete asshole. We have met both of her parents. Acts a complete ass. Acts an ass. And then they say, look at those black women on that show. And then she comes out and says, I'm an Afro Latina, so I can act like this. I can say this. I could do that because I'm black when she ain't. You have a lot of women who are not black women, like Cardi B, who want to claim to be black women so that they can come over here and act a fool. They do a lot of ratchet things that then black women take the heat for. That black women ain't even doing it. So it's complex, you know. With that being said, my dad's is a light complexion. My grandmother is light complexion. My dad's entire family is light complexion, really. And my mother's side is dark complexion. The dark complexion side is where all the haters, all the gossipers, and all the drama, and all the gangbangers, and all the bullshit is on the dark skin side of the family. So it's very complex. But we've talked about it. Um, yeah, Chloe. Yeah, I like some of her videos. Would the game be received if your mom gave you the real? I have asked her for that several times. She told my sister just last week. I don't know why she's mad, but whatever it is, she needs to get over it and quit. So I, first of all, have washed my hands with it. I'm no longer in that family. I have changed my name to my husband's name. I have a new family now. That's my husband and my daughter. Okay. I am 35 years old. She has been a pain in my ass the whole time, and she ain't finna work the fuck out my nerves until she die. She is not. Now I'm already knowing, because my mother is an attractive woman. She's a slim woman, but she just crazy, so the men don't find out until, because she is one hell of a narcissist and actress. You know what I'm saying? And when she get old, that's when all of a sudden she gonna be trying to be real. That's when she gonna be trying to get in touch with her feminine side and her emotions and her empathy. And I hope that one of these men or whoever she been running around here impressing and hanging out with, whoever been kissing her ass, they can come and help her up when she fall. I don't want to hear it. I'm not finna stop shit I'm doing. They better not even bother to call me. Don't even put me on the emergency contact list. That woman has never helped, and she has done so many things. This bitch stole my ring, threw me out so I wouldn't see her spending my ring money, put all my stuff in trash bags while I was gone, and said that my computer was running up her light bill. But somebody always asking me why I don't have more compassion or what the one more chance of who I look like, Biggie Smalls or Faith Evans? Shit. We need a multitude of competent Black therapists and counselors to provide therapy to the Black community dealing with our collective trauma. Very true. And we need them as a listening service, not with the intent of just diagnosing people to get paid. And that's a whole nother issue we have, because in order to call yourself a licensed marriage and family therapist or professional counselor or whatever the case is, you got to go through the board, you got to get blah, 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 blah. But the only reason they're licensing you is so that you can diagnose. It's not based on your competency at all. It's based on, we're saying who and who is not authorized to diagnose somebody to an insurance company to be reimbursed. We don't need to get a bunch of manic depressant or depressed, anxiety, all these terms, a bunch of labels. That's not what we need. And so many people are so caught up. Well, my therapist said I have this and I have that. If you go to a whole nother therapist, they're liable to tell you got some whole totally different shit. To be quite frankly, if you've seen that DSM-5 and all the different mental disorders in there, I could find something to put on everybody. I could make you as crazy as I wanted you to be on paper to get that money, to get that authorization to conduct 15 services with you. They're going to pay me $200 for your assessment. And if I find something wrong with you, they're going to tell me that they will continue to pay me $120 every time I see you for 15 sessions. And after the 15 sessions, to come back and let them know if you healed or not. And if you not, they will grant me another 15 sessions. And then if and when they decide to pop up an audit, which they very, very seldomly do, only thing they're going to do is come and make sure that there was a notation created for each and every one of those meetings. The notation only has to say, met with CRC, discuss coping mechanisms, because you have privacy, so I can't tell them what you're going through. There is no measuring stick. That is why it's called a practice. That is why you're supposed to go get a second opinion. Y'all, this is bullshit, baby. It's bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. Do people need maybe help seeing things clearly? Like, had I gone to a therapist a long time ago, then I would have discovered what was wrong with my mother and how my father was contributing to that a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? But so there is a benefit to going to somebody that cares. But unfortunately, the incentive is for people just to diagnose you for money. You didn't have any women care for you? My grandmother, my dad's mother. My dad's mother. Period. Full stop. I had a great aunt on my mom's side who I thought cared, but really she just wanted me to babysit all the kids she always had running around. And then her son got shot, and she went and stole his kids instead of admitting that she didn't raise him right and he was crazy. Went and stole his kids from his baby mama. So that lady lost her man and all her children including the ones that didn't even belong to him, because my aunt insisted on showing everybody how great of a parent she was, so nobody would look at the fact that all her kids ain't shit. Because they ain't. And that was that. And that's my godmother. I got baptized. She signed the paperwork. That's my godmama. Godmama ain't never did shit. So that's what it is. Well, adopted mothers are mothers too. Fostering is a form of motherhood. Call my mom by her first name too. Me and my sister say your mom too. And she'd be like, "Did you talk to your mom?" That's how we do. Did you see Alex Jones on T.I.? I did. Your mama jokes on your own trifling mom. Oh yeah, we do. No, don't even get me started. 'Cause me and my sister be going in. And when they tell me I'm disrespectful, I say, I know, I don't have no home training. I wasn't raised right. I was raised by wolves and I ain't got no home training. Juan asked me, did I see Alex Jones on T.I.? I did. And my favorite part is when T.I. tried to get all loud with his BS and Alex Jones got louder than him and said, yeah, I could yell too. I was like, oh, yes. Funny how, Mr. T.I., I hate Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Trump. You didn't want to talk to Alex Jones, though. You didn't want to talk about that with Alex Jones. When Hispanic celebrities go on Telemundo, they don't act like ghetto gutter snipes. Oh, they pull it together. She said, when you leave your parents and get married, you cling to your husband and you become one. That's right. You ain't supposed to be putting your parents before your husband and kids. And I'm not. And I am protecting my child from my narcissistic mother who don't want to do nothing but try to use her as a pawn. We have much in common, Luna. So many of us do, because we are from a generation that has been struggling to figure out this world in the midst of the rules changing. I graduated college with this shiny degree in my hand thinking I was about to go get the American dream, and then the entire economy collapsed. I was a senior in high school when the towers fell. Had I graduated college before the towers fell, I would have, this is a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is an industry that's it's trip. Louis said NBA is new slavery. Look, they've been slaves. That's why they put it. They got an auction block. I mean, what you call a draft? The slave auction. And I've been saying that for years. And I have a friend that worked for the Clippers a long time ago. I'm using the word friend loosely. And we would argue about that all the time. No, it ain't how you a slave and you getting paid millions of dollars, blah, 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 blah. And then he started working for the Clippers organization. And day one, they handed him a t-shirt that said, property of the Los Angeles Clippers. I mean, I was bent over laughing in stitches. Okay, so NBA in China. Hold on, let's see what Fire talking about. We're gonna come back to that. Why would my mother take my prom dress to one of her houses that I'm not invited to? Mind you, the house 3 hours away from Philly. Every time I ask about my dress, we're speaking, I get crickets. Look, I don't have my prom dress, cap and gowns, plurals, none of them. None of my performance dresses, show choir dresses that were really expensive. I don't have any videos of any of my performances. When I tell you I was performing somewhere every weekend, 6 through 12, I don't have a videotape. I've got one picture. We need a Black Mama support group, real talk. You know what? We really do fire. Let's go ahead and start that. Kiki need 5 more kids. Y'all, I might be able to do one. I'm telling you right now. I might be able to do one. I can't do FOMO. I feel for all you need is a degree lie. I'm so grateful for it. And I'm mad. And as a white postal worker, the $40 million slave book has been out for 20 years. I wish you could go to court and give degrees back. She gonna sell your memorabilia like Kobe did when you blow up. I don't even know if she has it. Who knows? I doubt it. My mother never came to my performances, so she ain't got none of that. I never did. I have not lived with her since I was 10 years old. It's not like I lived with this lady in red and we fell out. I haven't even lived with her. Like, she did not raise me. She wasn't there when I went off to prom. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even tell my mother when I started my cycle. Like, she has not done no mother shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna hit you in the DMs about the Black Mama group. Please do. That's what we needed, a Black Mama support group. Amen to that. And so we can support each other too, because that's one of the things, when it's time for me to discipline my daughter, I'm always self-conscious about it. I don't want to sound like my mother. I don't want to do what my mama did. You know what I'm saying? I don't, we're going to talk about that in the support group. Okay. So NBA, Hong Kong and China is going at it. Hong Kong is standing out. People from Hong Kong standing outside rioting. Okay. This has been going on for a long time. They burning stuff down. They waving American flags. They talking about they want democracy. It is going down, and it's been going down. Okay. The NBA. Okay. Look, the Rhymes with News took China's money so they could have basketball over in China, and they could have Chinese athletes playing over here. We know the Chinese have to breed basketball players because traditionally they're not really that tall in stature. So I don't know, they do all kind of strange things and put a lot of time and engineering into even being able to have basketball players to begin with. Okay, they got a lot riding on this. So Sunday night, the general manager of the Houston Rockets. Okay, so they were supposed to have 4 preseason games over in China. Houston Rockets versus somebody, I don't know. The other one is the Lakers versus somebody. I don't know. Okay. The Lakers is over there now. They were supposed to be performing twice, playing twice. Houston Rockets, James Harden them already went. Okay. And came back. Now, their GM put out a tweet saying that he supports. Who got the exact words of the tweet? Paraphrasing, he basically was saying he supports the protesters from Hong Kong and fight and continue to fight. If one of y'all could put that exact quote on here, that would be great. A lot of NBA players are uneducated. When they have press meetings, they sound slow. Yeah, because they wasn't even making them finish college and stuff like that. So I thought the NFL players were smarter, but apparently not. But at any rate, he basically took the side of Hong Kong. So China got super duper pissed off, right? As I would expect that they would, because the whole point of sports to entertain the masses, distract them from what's going on politically. This is the point of sports. It's not so that we can promote health, education, fitness, or because play is so important. The whole entire point for the sport. If that was the case, why are they called the National League? Why are these national leagues? Why are they named after states? Why does each state have to have a basketball team? Why does each state need to have a football team? Why does each state need to come on, think about it? Because outright, it could be corporations. It could be the Home Depot Raptors against the Google, frogs or whatever. And the Amazon tigers. Why isn't it corporations? Huh? Why is it states? Because they are trying to distract the public. They want you to have national pride. That's what that's about. Okay. And that's what they were trying to spread to the Chinese people because they want to indoctrinate them with the same thing. And the Chinese people love Black culture, which includes basketball. Can I get an amen? Hello. So come over here, bring these tall Black people. That's going to get everybody excited. That's going to take their mind off of everything going on around here. China's trying to grow, trying to expand, wants to do international business. They put $1 billion into the film industry. I ain't no telling how much money they gave to Rhymes with News for this NBA thing going on they got going on, right? The commissioner, okay, Rhymes with News, gets his ass in the press conference from, where was he at? In Japan somewhere, something too random. It was like, now, first of all, this is not an apology. I said, oh, my God. This is not an apology. We celebrate free speech and basically taking the side of, I don't have an opinion on either side of the Chinese conflict, but basically I'm going to stand behind the general manager for the Houston Rockets. So the Chinese say, okay, we are not airing any of these games. I think they said they're not going to air the games before the commissioner came out and doubled down on the bullshit. We are not airing any more of the basketball games. So they aired the Houston games, but they're not going to air the Lakers games. The Lakers is over there currently, though, preparing for these games, right? They are painting over the NBA players' faces and their logos. They had I guess the Rockets had a gym out there in China, painted over everything. They are ripping down anything that has NBA logo on it. It's got to go. If it got an NBA player on it, any team, not just Houston, they got to go. We're done with y'all. Relationship over. This naive ass commissioner who obviously does not understand. I mean, this is some of the most egregiously ridiculous, dangerous things I have seen in so long that I'm inclined to believe that they started this shit on purpose and they know what they're doing and this is some type of plan and it got something to do with the trade war going on or something like that. Because what a stupid way to start some shit and waste your money. And here's the thing, Nike stock has plummeted because of this. The NBA's revenue, 10 to 15% of the NBA's revenue comes from China. That's now cut out. Okay. So 10 to 15% of $100 ain't nothing. But when you're talking about big money, that's a big deal. And then for other companies to be affected as well, all the advertisers who were like China has, a big social media company. I got the name of it off the top of my head. China's got huge companies that were invested in the NBA and they have all pulled out. So the NBA is taking a huge financial hit. And then more importantly, they put the Lakers in danger and whoever else it is they play. They put Americans who are in China in danger by doing that. You already see what's going on between them and Hong Kong. I don't know why. And it's just like, why y'all always sticking y'all chest out? We got enough shit going on. And this was handled so poorly and so ignorantly. It's just such the machoism behind it. And I don't understand why the GM of an organization would even why are you on Twitter anyway? Talking about some shit that don't have nothing to do with you. What does got to do with the Rockets? And it's quite possible that he's talked to the Chinese people or some young people, because young people are usually radical and they probably disagree with what the government is doing. And he probably caught himself supporting them. But at the end of the day, you cut off your nose to spite your face. And China got enough reasons over there for us to not want to do business with them. If that's the case, if we want to be all moral about it, if that's the case, if morality is so paramount, then why did y'all go into business with them in the first place? That's all I'm saying. That comes from that playing both sides of the fence. Don't take money from them. Don't fund their interest and then turn around and thumb your nose at them and then stop playing with these Chinese like they the French or somebody. Everybody's not going to lay down and take this arrogant American shit. Everybody is not taking it. Like the Chinese is letting them know, I'm not doing that. It's like some of them went straight to sports and didn't graduate or excel in school. That's how slavery starts for them. The parents should make sure they get an education first. Well, they get money and they blow it. They don't know what to do with it. When I was at Hampton, Allen Iverson's friends was driving around town in his cars, wearing his jewelry, hitting on women, wasting their time because they didn't have nothing going for themselves. Michael Vick was letting his friends fight dogs because they're coming from low class households. You didn't see Kobe Bryant make the same type of mistakes that they did. Kobe Bryant over here trying to sodomize some white girl in a hotel, but you didn't see Kobe with all of his friends in the club popping bottles and fighting and neck tattoos and that kind of stuff because Kobe was raised by upper middle class people. So it's a difference. Okay, but you take Allen Iverson and them people like that, they bring the hood mentality with them and they don't know what to do with that money. And then before it's all over, what they end up broke. You're spending money on cars and this, that, and the third. Well, those cars are also sponsored to the NBA too. Those car companies are. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA gives you their sponsorship dollars, and then you go out, and buy their products with them. What you didn't do though is implement any of the programs that we was on here talking about earlier, and they don't have the wherewithal to do so anyway. And those are the type of black people they want with money because it's no threat. Drum major over basketball. So now, if China put sugar in the tank of the airplane because they that pissed off, is we supposed to all mount up on horses? We supposed to be like regulators, mount up. You know what I'm saying? To China, because your damn commissioner want to pop off at the mouth about some shit ain't got nothing to do with him. After the commissioner said that bull crap, remember, NBA players are fine for talking about referees. Jay say China is about that life. America better leave China alone. I love China's response. Black folks take notes. Oh yeah, they not taking none of it. And then they said there is very little room for negotiation. Allen Iverson looks terrible today. China really hates us, so they need to come correct. Girl, I used to mess with one of A1 loser friends. I was young and dumb. What is wrong with A1? Like, what is going on with him? I mean, so I don't know if it don't look, at first I was like, why would they do this? And then I'm like, this can't be organic. This had to be done on purpose. It's a lot of that, paying people to make tweets to get stuff agitated and jumped off. Or maybe they want it out anyway. And this was a good excuse for them to get out without looking like they just pulled out for no reason. WeChat. That's right. Thanks, Juan. See, y'all so woke up in here. WeChat. That's the huge social media, Chinese social media company. And Alibaba pulled out too. And that's where I get my hair weave from. When I wear one. Okay. AliExpress. Oh, you meant, yeah, Allen Iverson said he looked terrible. I ain't seen him, but I'm just saying. So, I mean, I would just hate to see that being an ongoing issue or for it to escalate because it's so stupid. Like, this is so stupid. Why can't you mind your business? And then the arrogance behind it. And then if you go on Twitter and you look it up, like there's Chinese people saying 9/11 is my favorite date. This is why that happened to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now that's happening. And it's like Houston don't have a close relation to 9/11 other than that it's the same country. So why do people in New York who may be related to, why they got to get offended because of what y'all doing? I mean, damn. I feel like the commissioner poured gasoline on that shit. That's what really made me think like that's ridiculous. I need an air fryer to fry this chicken. Luna, go on QVC and get you one on Easy Pay. Go on QVC, get that good Easy Pay. Mm-hmm. Cardi B be talking about I graduated from college. I'm from high school. I educated. Or Black China. I graduated from high school and I went to college. Okay. I went to college for cosmetology. Okay. Did she even finish? Did she get her certificate? I don't remember. I feel like she was showing her acceptance letter and she dropped out. But China be trying to use her cosmetology credits to qualify herself. And it's like, girl, stop. China already colonizing Africa, the Bahamas, trying to be the next superpower. And that's America's fault. Y'all, China already owned this country. Most of us just don't know it yet. They've been paying to play. That's why I'm like, y'all took the money. I can't stand people like that. We're going to take the money and then turn around to play games. That's what we was talking about earlier before we got interrupted. It's all good when you need something. Then after you get what you want, now you got all of these contrary ass opinions. This is exact same shit I was talking about earlier. This the way China felt and what they was trying to do, that was already in play when you took the money and got in bed with them in the first place. Don't turn around now. You feel some type of way. You disagree with this and that. You were supposed to consider all of that before you got in bed with them. They're so damn greedy and arrogant. They think they can do whatever they want to do. And then the rhymes with news ain't sending their damn kids to the military. So as far as I'm concerned, y'all need not to be doing shit to where anybody gonna have the kids is gonna have to come out here and defend you. Y'all always starting some shit, and then everybody else gotta go clean it up. And that's not fair. And ain't nobody never supposed to say nothing. China owns California. I know China, I'm sure they do. Have you been in, if you go to any California university, except the community colleges, okay? If you go to any state or Cal State, I'm sorry, any state or UC in California, there are more Chinese people than there are white people. Period. I mean, no tea, no shade. No, like really no tea, no shade. I don't really all the time just know the difference between Japanese, Chinese, and everything. You know what I'm saying? I know Filipinos when I see them, usually. And Filipinos usually have a Hispanic name, so that give it away. And then the Japanese people, they sound black when they talk. So that's how, you know what I'm saying? And they be a little taller. That's the best. That's the best I could do. I don't know like that. The Asians in Cali are white, all tea, all shade. They own like 70% of our ports. We borrowed all that gold from them in the 90s and they refused to pay it back. They was probably like, what y'all gonna do about it? Wouldn't be surprised if they own New York. Wouldn't be surprised. Well, and that's the thing I've been trying to figure out. I'm trying to follow the money and I can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Tyler Perry's like, I've got the biggest state, what you call it, this studio in Atlanta, and it's so huge, and it's so this, and it's so that, right? For my people, if he could, he spent $7 million on that land in Georgia for that studio. If Tyler Perry could get half of that in California for $7 million, oh, you bet your sweet ass that he would have done it. Okay. Here's the thing, that this is one of the very hard truths about the film industry. When you are trying to film something and you have to hire a production house to come in and produce things for you and all that kind of stuff, and lighting and grips and electricians, it's a lot of wiring and technical stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and all that equipment is dangerous. Things happen to people on sets all the time if somebody is lazy or somebody is inexperienced. Okay. I mean, hell, it's a girl suing right now because she lost her arm. She was a stunt double for the lead character on, what's that, Resident Evil or something. She lost her arm. Okay. One of the camera people lost their life shooting Power. That was last season. Happens all the time. And usually the injuries on set happen outside of California because you're producing something and you're hiring people who don't get as much time behind the camera and aren't getting the same caliber of training. I wouldn't give a fuck what Tyler Perry told you. Okay. If Tyler Perry gave a damn about black people all that much, his content would be more responsible. Only reason why Tyler Perry is doing it in Atlanta is because it's cheaper. Period. If you look at the quality of his material for the amount of time that he has been out here, Tyler Perry's shit is not quality. It's not. It is not good quality visually. A lot of times it looks like I'm watching a play or something like that. I can tell the inconsistencies. I can see the lack of experience going on in the production. Yeah, people need a chance, blah, 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 blah. But it's a safety hazard if they're not trained properly. Okay. I grew up in going to school in Burbank, right down the street from Warner Brothers. I learned photography on Warner Brothers. Oh, your girl can go in the dark room and pull film out the container and develop it, put it on the spool and all that type of stuff and develop it into pitch black. Can't see my hands in front of my face. I could develop some film. Okay. And the photos and everything in the dark room and all that kind of stuff. I've been doing that since high school with Warner Brothers equipment. Okay. That's what my brother does. Lighting and gaffing and assistant directing on films, but in Hollywood. Okay. And it's not the same as doing it as in Atlanta. So it would be nice if maybe over time these opportunities allowed those kids to get up to par like that. You know what I mean? But for him to have the arrogant, snotty ass attitude he got, somebody asked him the other day, "Are you hiring?" Stay tuned. Cut the shit, mister. I was homeless on the street. You don't know this kid could be homeless while you being short and being a smart ass. I don't like that Tyler Perry. Y'all can have his ass. I don't like him. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. He has put out some decent projects, but quite frankly, the stuff he does outside of Medea is not funny. All them shows he put on TBS, I couldn't watch that shit. It was crap. It was crap. The writing was crap. The directing behind the scenes is terrible. The quality is trash. Those Lionsgate films looked exponentially better than what he has put on television. And he spits out junk. Now, I don't know what's going on BET.com, the BET app they just released where they're putting all these black programs on it. And Tyler Perry is producing all these different shows for BET. But see, remember him and Oprah Winfrey fell out because he wanted more creative control and started trying to tell Oprah what to do. So they both had a queen fight. They both had a they both went to the ballroom and danced it out or something. I don't know. Okay. But them two fell out. Now he over here at BET. But you supposed to have $600 million. And you mean to tell me, Tyler Perry, you can't start up your own streaming service? You instead want to create some more subpar content and put it on BET so you could line Viacom pockets so that Viacom can take that money and put it in the ratchets for VH1. We're talking about social responsibility. Hey, Kiki, been watching you since the beginning of YouTube days, and I used to watch Triologic until I realized she was shilling for the rhymes with news. You like the second person to tell me that today. Oh, they probably paying her. We all got that phone call. And the funny part is they started it off with, "Hey, I'm a rhymes with news, and I would love to invest in your Right? Now I said no. But she probably went on ahead and took them coins, it's hot out here. She must have took it. Stand with Hong Kong. Well, look, I can't now. Now look, I don't even know what the screen name says. What is your screen name, sir? And give us some information. Why don't you educate us? Because I am not an expert on any of that. But I do not agree with what the NBA did because I feel like that was just irresponsible. Now, my roommate in college, her major was international business. So now that wasn't my major. I minored in management, but I am not an international business major. But we have different types of discussions, and she studied abroad and that kind of stuff like that. And one of the main pillars of international business is multicultural competency, where you study and understand these people's cultures, what's going on in their culture, and how to be respectful of them in order to do business with them. And they ain't do that. CVR said I'm half rhymes with news and I love Kiki. Oh, Lisa said Triologic sucks. Oh, goodness. Tree has an Israeli flag above all of her live streams. Well, then they must be paying for it then. That's why I think the Rhymes with News got their hands all over Tyler Perry. Well, okay, so fire. So this is where I was going with that. Thank you very much for getting me back on topic, because y'all know I be straying away. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Look. So Lisa says she annoying. Look. So because I have been studying dark money and the Koch brothers and different stuff of how how this money gets moved around, and they hide money in foundations. And so if you're a nonprofit organization, you don't have to disclose who your donors are, right? And my phone finna die in a minute, and I got my baby laying on top of me. I don't want to wake her up, so I'm gonna get off here in a little bit. But look, if you are a 501c3 nonprofit, you do not have to disclose who your donors are, right? And the Koch brothers said something like, well, we're open about who we give our money to, but those companies may not want to let people know they are in business with us because they don't want the backlash, blah, blah, blah. But see, that let me know that, okay, so if you have foundations like the like the Clintons, okay, we be here all day talking about them people. That's why y'all notice I don't even start on Hillary and her shit, because you know what? Hillary bullshit. Hillary, yo, legendary bullshit is sky to the sky high. And I ain't even got it no more. I don't even have the energy for her. I really don't. I don't. You want to run, Hillary? Go ahead. I watch you get your ass whooped again. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So I thought to myself, I said, okay, what is Tyler Perry? Because they said this studio, this is $1 billion studio. So I start looking up the money. How much did it cost? Oh, the land costs $7 million. $7 million is a far ass cry from $1 billion. And let me tell you something. A sound lot. So they're like, he has 12 lots. So the lots are big empty spaces, basically, with a bunch of damn plugs for electrical. But they're empty because you need to be able to bring in your set for sound stages. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people hire a third party comes in with the cameras and the lighting and all the other type of stuff like that. So essentially, he got a big open land with a bunch of empty farmhouses. While we out here breaking news and running red carpets, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. It's nice. It's good. I mean, good for him. It is an accomplishment. You understand what I'm saying? But it's definitely being blown out of proportion. Okay. Now, with that being said, the land is probably the most expensive purchase, because other than that, you got a bunch of damn farmhouses. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Let's say it cost them $20 million to put up a bunch of empty farmhouses with electrical jets and bathrooms, because that's all they are. That's all a sound studio is, right? Okay, so where y'all come up with this $1 billion number, right? And is Tyler Perry paying for this out of his own pocket, or is there investors? I can't find no investors. Oh, but there's a Tyler Perry Foundation. Let's go on the Tyler Perry Foundation website. You guys, when you get some time, I kid you not, please go to that Tyler Perry Foundation website. Please, please do. So that you know that I ain't lying when I tell you there is 20 words on that website and you can't even click on nothing on it. It's a button that say, contact us if you would like to do business or something, and you can email them and tell them what you want. And I wonder if they respond back to you. What does the Tyler Perry Foundation do? We focus on art, women's issues, clean water, blah, 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 period. That was the end. I'm expecting I should be able to click on women's issues and you tell me what women's issues is you talking about, Medea. I'm expecting to be able to click clean water, and you're supposed to be able to tell me, Tyler Perry Foundation, what's going on and who water you cleaning. That website ain't got no information on it. Mr. Tyler Perry, sir, you was full of shit. Okay, sir? You're full of shit. I was homeless for years. Why was you homeless for years? You wasn't pregnant. You ain't got no. It wasn't like you was tied. You had babies tied to the hip so you couldn't go to work. You were an able-bodied, over 6-foot black man, and you want to sit here and tell me that you slept in your fucking car for 2 years? I was writing plays. Okay, you can go to work and write. Shit, I finished my master's at work. What you talking about? In between calls, I was sure using the internet doing my homework. He said he gonna open it up to LGBT and homeless women of Atlanta as a shelter. How you gonna open up a sound studio as a shelter? So there was an ADOS conference. Oh gosh, that's a whole nother nightmare. I don't know. I didn't watch the conference. I didn't. I I have tried, okay, but I just can't. I'm telling you, they opened a studio to sell bunkers to the black elites in Atlanta when the system falls. Because it's 12 sound stages. That's a lot. Tree of Logic used to be a dominatrix for money. Someone linked her online page to YouTube comments. And for someone that's logical, she used to be a Muslim. Oh, the pain, the agony. The latest thing ADOS did to make me roll my, I don't like, you know what? I don't agree with Yvette Carnell on certain things. And personally, I think she's kind of shitty, guys. I do. At the same time, she adds value. So that's okay. You know what I'm saying? She adds value. I do not like Antonio Moore at all. Nothing about him. I don't even think he know what the hell he talking about. I don't agree with none of the Democrat policies, but I'm still gonna vote Democrat, but I don't agree with him. Are you slow? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. This is the same person that said that the Cosby Show was unrealistic. No, it wasn't. He don't know what he talking about. So at any rate, Vlad, you know DJ Vlad, right? He was like, I fully support reparations 100%, possibly free education for African Americans. Antonio Moore responds to Vlad, who wasn't even talking to him, and said, that ain't enough. We owe trillions of dollars. Vlad said if you take all the black people and gave them $100,000 worth of free education, that adds up to the trillions of dollars you talking about. He say, you just blowing hot air. You don't know what you talking about. And education ain't good enough. And Vlad says, there are studies that show people with education make more money over time. Those education, that's a hoax. See, Antonio Moore is so anti-education. At the same time, we supposed to listen to him because I'm a lawyer, right? He works in Harvey Levin. I'm a lawyer, right? At the same time, I don't know no big cases you worked on. I don't know who'd you intern for. Have you worked for some type of nonprofit? Show me the resume, because I know a bunch of stupid ass lawyers. I know some dumb ass lawyers. I'm trying to tell you. Every time I think about it make my head hurt, because I'll be trying to figure out, why is y'all so stupid? And every lawyer don't know everything about everything that there is to know about law. I interned for a entertainment attorney when I was in college. And she made most of her money with criminal law cases because she was saying that these athletes don't want black agents and black lawyers on their contracts. Okay. And so she was doing everything she could to try to break into that industry, but she had to do criminal law in order to pay the bills. And I remember artists coming through with their management for her to look over their recording contracts. I remember the events that I put on with her and you know what I'm saying? Her contractual knowledge. That is not very common though, that a criminal attorney knows shit from shoe polish about contract law. It's just not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So just because you're like, I'm a lawyer, that doesn't mean that you know everything about the economy and all of that. That don't mean that. Like, it just don't mean that. Okay. You can tell a criminal attorney that you're being discriminated against at work. They can't help you. They don't even know how to go to the EEOC. I shit you not. Now, when my parents had parties, it was nothing but black lawyers and dentists. That's why I know that Meharry gives away a whole bunch of free scholarships and stuff, because I used to have to go to the damn banquets for the Black Dental Association. Okay. So my parents' house parties was nothing but lawyers, dentists, judges, okay, getting drunk as a skunk, making me teach them how to do the damn butterfly. Okay. And just because people have a certain level of education does not mean that they are perfect or that they know everything. And then talking about the class thing is something else also that's very important. When somebody is coming from the hood and they defy their raggedy family members and shit and get educated anyway, they are very well rounded, grounded, and them the people we probably better off getting advice from. But the ones whose mommies and daddies already got money and are professionals who grew up in ritzy neighborhoods who have been insulated from from the real world, they carry that naivete with them throughout their lives. That ain't something that just because, oh, I'm a lawyer, so now I'm not naive and I know everything. It don't work like that. I had a direct experience with him and Yvette Carnell. After that, I was done with ADOS. I support the information, but they aren't good folks. Well, spill all the tea, Sydney, because they be telling me I'm a hater. I was just talking about that a minute ago. You need to give him a chance. Look, my experience why I said Yvette is shitty is because we have a person in common who is a Black conservative in California who has a radio show who so graciously hit me up and said, Kiki, I'm supposed to go on Breaking Brown and talk about illegal immigration in California. You be taking the words right out my mouth half the time anyway, and I got something to do, so I'm not going to be able to make it her show, but I don't want to leave Yvette hanging. I'm trying to be considerate. Would you mind standing in for me? Sure, girl. So she, on Facebook, puts me and Yvette in the same message and says, hey, I want Kiki to stand in for me, blah, blah, blah. That bitch Yvette never responded. I am younger than you hoes, Tria Logic, Yvette Carnell, rest of you bitches, and every last one of you bitches. Oh, look, shots, cannons. All you bitches that are older than me, y'all talk all this black shit, black this, black that. Y'all sat there and watched that fucking big ass black man with a big fucking channel though come for me over nothing. Y'all said nothing. You didn't use your platform to help me grow my platform. So when the world comes for you and tears your ass down, Tria Logic, look where your subscribers left when you came against Candace. But had you, instead of you being a bitch, oh yeah, Kiki, I see you liking my videos and you guys told me about Tria Logic. I see you guys liking my video. I see you liking my videos and support my channel all the time, but I don't agree with you going on Tommy's show. Fool, really? But now you want to Skype me because there's leaving your channel because of Candace. But had you not been a hating ass bitch up front, then you would have had some backup. Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with Yvette. Quiet as it's kept, her little channel was struggling until she started kissing Monique's ass. And then had Monique on her show. That's when she grew her followers, and she still don't have 100,000 subscribers. So how is it that Vlad says, I support reparations, and instead of you educating him in an intelligent, sound way with your stacks and your statistics of what should be done, instead of you going and speaking to his 3.5 million subscribers, which all the ADOS do not have standing on top of their shoulders. Instead of you doing that, you want to stand there and argue with him on Twitter like a petulant child. That's why I don't have no respect for Antonio. He is disrespectful every time he does an interview. Y'all talk all that reparations shit. You too scary to take your ass over there and try to talk to this real president, Trump, because you so afraid that people ain't gonna like that or whatever the case. I don't know what the hell y'all issue is. You came over here and stole our conservative talking points for your movement. I was talking about reparations before them. I was talking about illegal immigration and Black immigrants included when Yvette still had an African co-host. Honey child. So y'all come over here, poach our shit, then try to run back to the Democratic Party. So if y'all want to chase y'all tails, knock yourself out. Okay, whatever. That's a personal choice. But Marianne Williamson agrees with you, says, I want to support reparations. You have her on her show. You're condescending. You're rude. Yvette, do you have any questions for Marianne? No. How you interviewing people and you don't have questions for them? How you interviewing people and you don't have questions? How are you interviewing people and you don't have questions? How are you interviewing somebody and you don't have a question? Ain't that what an interview is? A series of questions. So it's not that. First of all, they don't own the idea that citizens of slavery in the United States have a separate set of concerns from people who are not from the United States. And then you see ADOS, American descendants of slaves, but then you want to turn around and exclude South Americans and Central Americans. And then get mad when somebody point out to you that they on the same content with you. You could have been more specific. What you got an attitude? That ain't what we talk about. You know what we meant. Antonio Moore is an ass hat. The little white people call. I learned that word from a white boy at work. That shit funny as hell. Ass hat. That's like one of my favorite ones. Antonio Moore is an ass hat. So good luck. Okay. Good luck. The sneak diss is real. You know, if I'm a diss a bitch, I try to go ahead and diss a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You either is or you ain't. Brandon says sips tea. This is marvelous. Look, let's just go ahead and be messy and petty. Okay, let's be messy and petty. Yeah, was supposed to do a project, then turned on me when I asked a question about Byron Allen and had Yvette jump on me too. Plus, I know someone who used to date him. Okay, what's the tea? Well, what's the tea, sis? What's the tea, Sydney? What's the tea? Like, listen, Tasha K growing on me like moss, okay? Shit, with her crazy ass, when she spilled that Derek Jackson tea, I almost fell out the bed. She said they wrote me and said Derek Jackson around here been putting his hands on women and out here making babies he don't take care of. I said, what? Say it ain't so. The Irish were slaves. Right. So is the Irish considered in the ADOS? Like, come on now. That was not my perception. I thought they have been very congenial towards Marianne. Did you see that first interview? If I was Marianne, I would have got up and walked the hell out. They kept cutting her off. Then that Darity interview cut him off. I don't like that. Well, if what I'm saying is not that they must be included. I'm saying that the language American, if you're saying American, that includes North, Central, and South America. Now, if you choose to not be specific about that, that's your choice. It's your hashtag. But when people question them or challenge them about it, it's every answer to it is all snappy and abrasive. And it's just like, listen here, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we talked about this before there was a turning point. Okay? Black folks, whatever it is you want to get accomplished in this country, you prefer ass clown. In this country, whatever it is that you want to get accomplished, the support of Black people alone is not going to cut it if it has something to do with legislation. The civil rights movement progress was not made because of only Black people. Slaves were not freed just because only Black people. It was not only Black people who conducted the Underground Railroad. Okay? We just don't have the political power. We just don't have the finances. If that was the case, these police officers would be in prison. If all we had to do was Black people together, come together and touch and agree, then we would have reparations a long ass time ago. So if you're not going to try to strengthen some political allies, okay, then you wasting my time. Now, it sounds good. It makes for a great YouTube video and all that kind of stuff. But you got millions of people, millions of Black people in this country, but you don't have 100,000 subscribers and you are being funded. So, I mean, you could intend all the right things. It's just, I ain't got the time to wait on y'all to get it together while you play, while I'm watching people try to assist you and you keep giving them your ass to kiss. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not like Vlad was even talking to him. So he could have just ignored it altogether. What's up, Marco? They talk repeatedly about allies. So if you care about allies, then why, if somebody says, I want to, let me go back. Vlad, who has 3.5 million YouTube subscribers, which is more than all of Black YouTube combined. Why is it that when he says, I 100% support reparations, why would you give him your ass to kiss and start some shit instead of going on his channel to discuss it? After Antonio Moore threw his little bitch fit, Vlad put up a video discussing reparations anyway, but his guest was Godfrey, the comedian. And Godfrey went in. He talked about everybody who profits off of black culture, including, he said, Vlad, you profited off of us too. He wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? So I just really feel like they saying one thing out their mouth, but what do your actions show? Okay, especially at the end of that interview with Marianne. Well, if I go to the White House, I would love to take you guys with me. They said nothing. Radio silence. Their whole demeanor. That was a missed opportunity. It's not that we don't deserve. It's not that. It's that's one thing. Second of all, is there a website? There should be a website with this whole entire plan for reparations of what it is you want to do. And you're supposed to be trying to talk to the sitting president and the Congress. That's who you need to be getting up under. Not no damn Democratic candidates that are never going to make president. That is a waste of people's time and freaking resources for you to be talking to the Democrats. The only thing the Democrats are good for is if the Republicans won't discuss it, which we had them cornered till y'all came in and fucked that up too. If y'all not gonna discuss it, I mean, if you're gonna deal with the Democrats and force them to talk about reparations, which is good, it should be with the intent of forcing the Republicans to have to discuss it too. And then Yvette made a video. My 2020 stance, election stance on 20, it didn't have no fucking stance. If they ain't talking about tangibles, girl, look, quit playing. That wasn't no stance. Who you supporting? Don't believe me? Do your genealogy. I'm gonna hit you in the DMs. They got so many black people who's gotten their reparations. There are, and I know you're not lying, Fire, because I can't remember if it was from Black Wall Street, but there was an incident where black people did get reparations, and that's up in the Hampton University Library. But you can't even Google it. It ain't even on Google. You can't find it nowhere. I'm intrigued by Jason Black at this point. He seems to, oh yeah, I like that guy. Now that guy, I like that guy. I like that guy. Their actions are intrinsic to where the bread is buttered. That's right, Marco, because they are energizing black people who continue to vote Democrat, and that's who they want to continue to support. They don't want to piss them off, because what Yvette and them is really worried about is you watching their channel and liking and hitting subscribe, honey. That's what this is about. Because that strategy, though, that don't look like no winning strategy. It ain't the case they making I got a problem with. It's the strategy. Their strategy is a little naked. Their position is that the Republicans don't need black people to get elected, but the Democrats do. That's why they still push the Democratic platform. The Republicans do not need black people to get elected. The Democrats need black people for protection. If Donald Trump and the rest of them would have did what I told them to motherfucking do in the first goddamn place and get some real black people over there to support some real black issues, including fucking reparations, it wouldn't be no witch hunt going around, because the black people are the ones who support everything the Democrats is doing. And the white Democrats is tired of their shit. You know, any white Democrats is not, it's the liberal, the feminist women and the LGBT that's still out here bitching and moaning and whining about Trump, quite frankly. Quite frankly. If black people were out here supporting this particular president, and because you support a president does not mean you agree with the president. You're saying, I'm an American, you the person in charge. It's just like when you go to school. I don't support this principal, so I ain't going to class. That ain't how this shit works. You talking to some people who is never going to be president. They're never going to be president. Marianne Williamson is never going ever to be president. And then they could have at least strongly supported her, but they said, well, we're going to date all the rest of the Democrats too. That is not no winning strategy. That's a terrible strategy. Instead, they could have built Marianne up and made her a stronger competitor. She ain't even going to make it to the final round. Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm already knowing, Harry. I'm already knowing that, and just like they always do, they come attached to a black cause to get them some traction. I already knew they was gonna do that, but I thought that these two geniuses was gonna play her game and at least get her far enough get somebody to the primary that was gonna talk about reparations. Y'all gonna sit here and let Bernie and Pocahontas go up there and you ain't getting shit. And Bernie already trying to cough his way out. The witch hunt is a white-led phony. It's a political phony issue, but white liberals, I'm talking about regular Joe Blow on the street corner, is not out here with the same vitriol for Trump that the entertainment and the way the entertainment industry is putting it. His approval rating does not support that. Trump's approval rating supports that at this point, a majority of Americans is like, fuck it, it is what it is. No, they will never be president. And the main reason why they won't be president is because nobody can discuss what the Jews' role is in this country, how they spend their money, how they be funding both sides of conflict. They don't ever want the spotlight. So one of them being president would have people blaming them for shit, and that's counterproductive to their overall goal. They're not gonna do that. That's why they had Obama black ass. They put Obama there, so he could do the bidding for them, and they can hide their hands like they always do. Like they always do. So I didn't think supporting Marianne was a bad idea. They couldn't even do that right. So good look. I could be wrong. Let's wait and see. I'm telling you this. If Yvette was the drop, look, Yvette girl. Yvette got some hope in her. Antonio don't. Drop Antonio